Explosions are going on in Regina as the Saskatchewan Roughriders are your 112th Grey Cup champion. It is I, Jake Moore, the self-proclaimed sports analyst, joined by the man that is so good-looking it's probably illegal, Wade Dashing Dashko.
Uh-oh, the Hamilton police are after me again.
The man who loves to fall asleep on the train, Mr. Moore for your money.
Woo!
What a game, boys.
What a game indeed. Wow. What a tight game that was. I think it's one of the best Grey Cup games I've seen in a long time.
You said that 2 years ago.
No, I said that last year. But anyway, I was like...
You didn't... Last year was not a tight Grey Cup game, sir.
No, but it was good to watch as our team won. But this one's good to watch as it was legitimately a good game.
True. But I mean, I thought that both teams played pretty solid overall. I mean, we are going to get into a lot of the mistakes later on in this show. But man, I do want to say before we get anything too deep, what a great sight for Trevor Harris. And quickly remind everyone, as we do have some comments to get to, that let's keep the chat respectful and clean at the Analyst Desk. We debate plays, not people. Everyone is welcome to share their thoughts, but just remember, 0 hate speech, 0 personal attacks, 0 turnovers by the Roughriders. Here, every day feels like game day. So let's talk football the right way. And to the comment section right away from Sam. What a game. Absolutely, Sam. We had an incredible game. Also, thank you, Sam and David, both for the likes. We always appreciate them.
Means a lot. Thank you, everyone.
One thing, I'm surprised Key hasn't jumped in the comments yet.
He's already here.
As soon as I said that, Montreal fumbling on the 1 yard line with 3:39 on the clock.
Literally, that was a game changer. That was a game changer.
Certainly, you know what? I think this game really came down to, if you guys want my overall thought on it,
Turnovers.
4 turnovers.
Yeah.
No turnovers.
Literally.
You cannot.
I said in pre-game it was turnover game.
Now, mind you, you could almost say 3 turnovers because the one interception that Davis Alexander threw to end the first half, whatever. I don't really care about that one.
Yeah, I agree.
But still.
You are here, Key. I'm sorry. I hadn't seen your comment pop up on my screen yet.
That's why I told you.
But I mean, overall, and you know what? I said it in the comments when we posted the poll: is the David Alexander miracle run over? I seriously would have considered putting in MBT.
Oof.
Just because I didn't feel Alexander could really be as effective as he normally is.
He was not great today, no.
You could tell the injury was bugging him for whatever reason. I called it back here on the decks during the season. But Argos' victory that Montreal got was cute. But that was the game that he got injured. And I said, yeah, they got the victory, and that's cute and all. But because he didn't come off the field right away, he might have made the injury worse. They could come back and bite them later on in the playoffs. And I didn't think it would make happen in the fourth quarter of the Grey Cup game. But that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
You know, you think about if he rested it like when he got injured, he might have not re-injured it now. And he literally re-injured it with 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter of the Grey Cup game.
Now, mind you, give him some credit.
I do.
He battled.
He battled. He still made some really, even though it wasn't his fault and he couldn't quite get it, he made some really killer plays there.
I'm actually pretty impressed with him.
That pass along the sidelines with like a minute to go on third down.
Beautiful.
I was like, man, this guy's a baller.
Oh, he is. Yeah, I give him tons of respect.
He certainly, I think, is their guy for the future. I'm going to say this, as long as the NFL doesn't come a-calling.
Yeah, that could happen.
The guy's lost 1 game.
Literally.
Or does maybe he think about me? Well, you never know. Maybe Nathan Work goes in his ear and it's like, maybe you don't want to go.
True.
Not like maybe he'll look at the Nathan Work situation and be like, I'm not going just to sit on the sidelines.
Yeah, but Nathan Rourke and David Alexander are 2 different people.
Not when he was called up.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, Key, I don't completely agree with you on this. I thought Ouellette had a great game.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Dad is furious.
I honestly thought Ouellette was going to win MVP. He had 115 yards on the ground. He got a touchdown. He was saving Harris's butt, blocking like crazy. I don't know. I thought Ouellette played just as well as Harris.
Same.
The thing is, and Trevor Harris did what Trevor Harris does. He's super accurate and makes very little mistakes. Now, I will say, if Montreal gets that pick 6 on the first Saskatchewan drive, this might be a very different game.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
That, and as Adam, last name to not be spoken of in the comments, Alexander was definitely hurt, but he made some great passes. Too many penalties ultimately killed him. I do agree with you there. I think penalties and mistakes is what killed Mahial.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, I think Montreal went in this game a bit too arrogant. I think they thought this game was won before the kickoff.
I think that was the difference in the whole game. Like, it was Saskatchewan was confident and Montreal was arrogant.
Point about Ouellette.
What?
But he did like throw the guy to the ground, and remember on Saskatchewan.
No, the guy punched the dude when he was down.
Doesn't matter. You can't do that.
That should have not been a penalty, in my opinion.
It doesn't matter. You can't do that.
Oh, come on. What, like, you know, and the other thing too, I think even though I played a great game, I think it's the Walt Disney ending story that you have against Trevor Harris, MOP. Like
Trevor Harris was the best player, Dan. It's not even a.
He was the best player, but I just think it's the end of the movie too. Like he, was the best player, 39 years old, might be the end of the world, and he did set a Grey Cup record by having the highest completion in any Grey Cup 85 game of 85%. I knew it was high. I'm kind of sitting there wondering, like when the game ended, I wonder if he broke a record because that's the best completion rate I remember seeing, and sure enough, he did. So, but on the flip side of it, I gotta give David Alexander tons of credit here. I gotta be honest, I'm not a huge fan of him being so cocky. But after what he did tonight, even though he lost, I think he has a right to be cocky now. I think he has finally earned that. And even though people compare him to Nathan York, and I didn't like Nathan York because he lost, and Alexander lost, I don't compare the two of them. I think Montreal did not lose the game because of David Alexander. I think the only reason why Montreal was so close as they were was because of David Alexander. And I think David Alexander has that extra gear that Nathan York did not have at the beginning of his career.
Same. I think he made way too many. I think David Alexander was not making the right passes. I think he was just constantly throwing the ball down the field, getting picked off, when he could have made shorter plays earlier in the game, when especially in the one when he came off the after the touchdown there, he tries to make a 60-yard pass to try to get all the points back on one play. And even the broadcast called it out and said, you can't get all the points back on one play. Stop making these 60-yard passes that are not hitting. And they were not hitting all night.
Alexander, to me, looked like a player that wasn't quite ready for the moment. He did battle. I thought he battled hard. I still wonder if MBT started this game, if maybe this is a little different. I know McLeod had a bad season. However, he did rip apart that Saskatchewan Riders defense when he played against them. And Sam, I got to agree with you. I think there was just too many aggressive passes where Trevor Harris just took what was there. Nothing more, nothing less. Besides the one play that it should have been a pick 6. And again, if that's a pick 6, unfortunately, I think this just came down to Montreal made too many mistakes.
Yeah. I think there was a couple of times at Alexander where you're right, Mr. Dasco, that there were a couple of short plays open. He didn't take the short plays. He was too busy trying to be the hero and too busy trying to flip the field. But I kind of compare this to, like, I don't want to say Sidney Crosby because I think Crosby's another level, but kind of like a Sidney Crosby type of player who is really good when they're young. And they lost the first. You think, Sidney Crosby lost his first Stanley Cup Finals, but no one cares. No one talks about it because he won the next 3, right? And I can see David Alexander being that for the CFL.
Oh, he's so young.
I think he has that extra gear that a lot of young players don't have.
I think he'll learn from this. I
do too.
He's still a very young quarterback that, you need to learn how to. And let's be honest, even Brendan, who's a former current chatter in our group. I know I said former, current chatter. We were talking before the
episodes.
Yeah, so I don't know. My brain's a little skimmed, but we were talking about it before, and he said, he was telling me, he's like, that's the storybook, and that's how it goes in sports, right? You're undefeated until the Grey Cup, and you happen to lose. It's just how the story seems to go, right? It's like,
well, 100%.
And I do agree with Adam here. Too many deep balls after the first interception. Again, the second interception, I'm like, whatever. There's no time left in the half. You're just taking a big shot, hoping it gets there. And I mean, this kid's got arm strength for days. But I felt the last interception was just a really bad decision. At that point, if nothing's open, just check the ball down and live to fight another series. And the biggest mistake, and you feel bad for a guy in Shea Patterson, former Rider, but you can't fumble the ball on the goal line there. Kudos to Campbell for making the tackle. Like, that's huge. Yeah. But like overall, I really feel that it was just too many mistakes that caused the difference in this, right? And I'm curious, and kind of when you say too, Dan, you felt Alexander didn't lose the game for them. Like, if we look at their stats comparing them in this matchup, like, I'm just uploading a graphic into our yard of streaming, and you're going to see that, like, you're going to see what I'm really talking about, right? Like, I felt Davis Alexander just made too many mistakes.
I agree in terms
like, you look at Trevor Harris, 23 for 27, 302. Okay, no touchdowns, but no interceptions. And I mean, the big thing is too, like, he kept driving that team down the field. Yeah. Davis Alexander, 3 interceptions. You're not going to win a lot of football games throwing in 3 interceptions. And Key, to answer your question, we actually were pretty rocking and rolling during that MGK halftime show. I was not wearing any floaties, though. I'm sorry, I did not go for
I was walking out. I thought it was a pretty good show. People were asking me what I would rate it. I don't know where my face went, but that's okay. I'm hearing your mind. I think I would rate it a 8 out of 10. And the reason why I'm rating it 8 out of 10 is I agree with Jacob's point. I'm disappointed NF did not guest appearance on it. That would have been the perfect ending. And I also don't like the fact that he did not have the balls to perform Lap Devil live on stage. However, I'll give him credit. I don't think he was lip syncing. And I really like the production of the lights and the fireworks in the background. He went all out in that. And I also give huge credit. He brought all the cheerleaders, well, not all of them, obviously, but nothing to feel. But he brought one cheerleader from each CFL team to dance with them, which I've never seen before. And I thought that was a really cool touch. So,
not that MGK is much of a
time in my book, but definitely not the worst. I give him kudos.
And as David's saying here, too, it's a party in the prairies, riots in Montreal.
Whoa.
Really? Riots?
I don't think it'll be a riot.
I think there could be some riots in Montreal. You got to remember, like, this Alouette team was like Winnipeg in a sense. They basically sold out every game. I think it was just one they didn't sell out this year, and that's when it was pissing rain the whole game. Like, they get consistently 22,000 plus to every game. Like, Montreal fans are not going to be happy with this one because I think Montreal's going to feel like they beat themselves. 4 turnovers.
Well, please stay calm.
4 turnovers.
Don't burn down your city.
No, I hope they don't. No, I don't think maybe riots like the way they did when the Canucks lost the Stanley Cup. But
that was one of life's greatest mysteries in 2011.
4 turnovers.
Well, I know why that happened, but
4 turnovers. Like, again, give all credit to Saskatchewan, but I mean, even Montreal, they turn the ball over and they only allow 3 points on turnovers.
And I get your point, Jake.
And Laughter missed a field goal. Like, I mean, so it's not like there was no mistakes.
Yeah, I know.
But Sam put the nail, the hammer, whatever order you want to do it. Boom. Hard to win when you turn the ball over. And when you turn the ball 100%. Over that many times, especially against this Rider team that is just so damn efficient.
Yeah.
Trevor Harris had 4 incompletions.
I don't know.
4 incompletions.
The whole game.
That's wild.
Jacob, I don't know if you feel the same way I do, but I was listening to it on the way home from my girlfriend's, and when it was I think it was like 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 2. I'm like, why don't they just go for it? And they're like, oh, he went for it in the CFL Western Final, but they're putting up Brett Loth. I'm like, yeah, but this guy sucks.
Yeah,
Again, it was a
Walker
20.
did go 3 for 3 in the Western
I
Final.
know, but dude, still that 71%, I would have been like, I would have just gone for you. Ice the game if you get a first down, you ice
just
the game.
put this in consideration. Trevor Harris passing completion was higher than your field goal kicker completion. Just put that in consideration. And I do agree with you, Jacob.
Guys, it doesn't matter. They won. They trusted their defense that if he missed, that they'd get the stop. And Sam is absolutely right. You are correct, Sam. We mentioned that it's the highest completion percentage of any QB in a Grey Cup with 85%. Maybe the highest out of any football final. I don't remember any quarterback doing what Trevor Harris did.
Not even Tom Brady. It was phenomenal.
Now, Tom Brady has the greatest comeback in professional football history when they're not
championship. I get all that. And he turns out to be a good broadcaster, even though we're all disappointed with him at first. His balls were deflated a bit, but that's okay. But
crazy.
But
it was interesting enough, though, and I'm curious, and I want to set up Lane for a gas or ass about some production critiques. It's gas, or is it ass? Or is it ass?
Okay, I know this is going to be a hot topic, but I'm going to have to explain it. But gas or ass, TSN tonight potentially ruined the Grey Cup.
What?
Gas or ass? Yeah, gas or ass. Because I'm on social media. I'm on the pulse of social media. And when everyone should be talking about how great of a game this is, about how great Trevor Harris is playing, about how well Saskatchewan's defending, all I'm reading on social media is I can't watch the damn. I almost threw my phone. I can't watch the damn game because everything is like,
oh, yeah, we saw that too.
It was dude, that's unacceptable to happen in the Grey Cup.
It is.
That is unacceptable. That can't happen every 5 seconds where I can't hear what's happening. I can't see the play. It's like,
I thought it was just Jacob and his cheap cable, but I guess not.
No, and it sucks because we all want to watch the game and we can't watch the damn game. If I'm the commissioner, forget about the damn rules. I gotta find a production company that can put up this game on, because at the end of the day, all these new people that you want to attract, you got so many millions of people that wanted to tune in when there's new viewers, current viewers. You're gonna throw all these new people away that decided to sit down and maybe watch this Grey Cup because they're gonna say, this is an embarrassing product. How can I watch this?
Now, mind you,
that's a great point.
A little bit.
I'm gonna say gas.
I will say that the World Series was worse for people trying to stream. Wasn't even watchable. Like literally, they couldn't even watch it. It was gone. Like I had a lot of friends who legitimately could not watch the World Series. And I do agree, this is a major problem. But this comes down to newer cable technology. So the way cable is transmitted now is via, so I'm going to say gas, but it's not fully their fault. The way cable is transmitted now for higher picture quality is through fiber connections. However, fiber connections is not as strong as a coax cable. So a coax cable is made of like a nice, big, thick, juicy copper. It's like a big steak, right?
That's what's worth all the money and scrap.
So the picture didn't look quite as good, but the connection was stronger. Fiber cable is very, very thin, but very, very powerful. And it can take a feed, and oh man, that feed is beautiful. It's amazing. It's the best picture you're going to get. However, you have more breaks in the connection because the cable is so thin. So unfortunate, not even unfortunate, the way it's going right now, everyone wants that top quality 4K picture. And to bring in that super high quality 4K picture, you have to use a fiber connection to bring that picture in. And unfortunately, we're going to get those cutting in and out. I agree, it's unacceptable. The cable industry needs to figure out a way. And as Adam is pointing out here, it could have also been something that happened in the stadium that TSN couldn't control.
Maybe
That did happen during the pregame show. All the power got shut off because apparently the rum hut blew a fuse and shut the power off to the entire stadium.
What?
Yeah, maybe. But at the end of the day, it's still you still have to think about it, right? Like at the end of the day,
No, I agree if you
this is
go
the
in.
this is the stage. Imagine this happens at the Super Bowl. Come on,
It will happen at the Super Bowl, though. It did last year.
Well, look at Sam's play. It was terrible during the World Series,
Sportsnet Plus was terrible during the World Series. Now, mind you, that you guys may laugh, but I guarantee you, and I want you to ask your grandparents who don't have internet and use conventional coax cable if the game feed cut out. If it didn't, that's why.
But I'm with Lane, Jacob.
The best picture possible.
Jacob, I'm with Lane on this one. I'm not a TV technical expert. I don't care what the reasoning is. I just want it to work.
I understand that, but
it just sucked when I was on.
I agree, it sucks, but I'm just explaining.
That's a great point, Lane. I bet you were the only ones talking about this.
It just sucked because like everyone should be talking about Trevor Harris and this magical 39-year-old who was.
But see, Sam's saying with his cable, he didn't have an issue.
Oh, interesting.
Now, so actually, Lane, other question. Were you streaming or were you watching cable? Because it wasn't breaking up nearly as bad for us as it was for you.
I was on. No, I was on. I don't know if I
You're on like the TSN thingamajig.
Yeah, but my girlfriend's at her house. She has like a Virgin cable box thing that's like through Virgin.
Okay, so those cable boxes are the lowest quality on the market. Hence why they're really cheap.
Jacob got wagered.
But even when I was watching it, I don't know. I'm not the only one. If I was only one,
no, for sure. But it's interesting how Sam said of his cable, he had no issues.
Okay, maybe it was different. But another thing that really ticked me off, a lot of things tick me off. But another thing that really ticked me off is, now I don't know if I know this, and I don't know if Dan may not know this, but I swear they teach you, and Jacob would agree with me. They literally teach you this in basic communication technology to not shoot a video in front of confetti because when Dan, and I'm going to show this video to Dan later, but basically because confetti is so fast and it's flying everywhere, it interferes with the video signal where the signal quality, whether you're using the best cable or the worst cable, goes from 1080 HP to like 1-1080p.
Really? I didn't know that.
They literally
That's why the Corey Mason interview looks so strange.
They literally teach you that in basic communication. If you're going to do anything with
fireworks, I didn't notice. I thought
fireworks are okay. You can shoot behind fireworks, but confetti, because it's so fast and flying, it screws up. The cameras don't know how to pick up a video.
It's with frame rates, if you're wondering.
We'll show you, Dan, the video after tonight before we log off. But basically, that frustrated me because I'm like, bro, they're gonna have confetti there. Set the camera up somewhere. Set it up literally. Just turn your butt 90 degrees. And
every time I see it,
shoot. All you had to do was like literally turn your camera 45 degrees away from the confetti and shoot the interview the other way.
My ticked off impression.
Am I right or wrong?
You're right, Lane. You are 100% right. Now,
why are they shooting an interview where they know where the confetti is, where I can't even see the guy?
The argument.
It's like John Cena. I can't see him.
Yeah.
The argument is you want to shoot it where the atmosphere is.
I get that.
However, if
like
I was the producer, is that the call I would have made?
Okay.
Not at all.
Hold on.
Dan, let me finish.
Okay.
I would not have made that call whatsoever. So what I would have done is I would have pulled Corey Mace aside and I would have been further back. If the confetti was like a backdrop, like let's say the interview's here and the confetti is here in the background, that would have been okay. Having it in the foreground, remember, with a camera, so those cameras are probably TV standard is 29.97 frames per second. Maybe I'm getting way too technical here. But so picture that the video is your eyes opening 29.97 times. That confetti is going too fast.
Like that?
So, yes. So therefore, that confetti is going so fast that it's actually tripping the frame rates. To shoot
sounds like HID lights of cars.
You would need to bump it up to probably like maybe 90 to 120 frames per second, but then everything else looks really weird because that's how you shoot slow mo.
Really hurt my eyes.
So I would have just I would have had it where the confetti was in the background and had Corey Mace and James Duffy or Water Pistol Duffy is his new street name, as he said on the broadcast. That's where I would have done it personally. Or just interview Corey Mace off camera. We all know what he looks like. We just could have had a graphic voice of Corey Mace.
I
Dan,
solved this whole
really
issue.
Want to get a point in, even though you know absolutely nothing about broadcasting.
I know nothing. I solved this whole issue. I know how to do it. You use a drone and shoot it from overhead.
No!
Why not? That's a great idea.
Terrible. Sam, I don't believe Sam's saying he agrees with Dan's drone idea. I think Sam's saying what I would have done, hopefully.
I don't know.
I think the drone, bro.
I will say, too, actually, usually TSN brings in more production value for a Grey Cup than a regular game. Oh, you agree with Dan. You want the drone. Okay.
Yeah, dude. See? That'd be great for my baseball on the roof
I'm
idea.
so confused now, Sam, but that's okay. But I did expect TSN in some ways to do more production. However, send us an email if you don't agree with me. But also, I felt I really liked that a broadcast showed more of the actual day. That it showed the concert going in, and they did interviews live. That was also going through the stadium. I liked how they showed more
that was really
half
cool.
hour before.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Let's get to the comment section here. Key, I like drones. You can't go without them nowadays, and you absolutely can.
Bill Belichick used a drone.
Well, Bill
See,
Belichick
I just solved everyone's problem.
Sam agrees with me, Dan, not you. And another broadcaster and Adam, a drone angle interview would be so funny.
I just solved the whole problem.
It would be terrible.
I think that's a great idea.
It would still look bad, though.
It would look
bad. But not as bad.
I'm curious, though, did you guys know that Samuel Emilus, who won Canadian Player of the Game, had the most catches of any rider in a Grey Cup game in Rough Rider history?
But don't
10
forget,
targets, 10 catches, 108 yards. Remember, I said to everyone in the pregame that they were not, even though they were missing their top two receivers, it wasn't going to matter.
I'm going to burst the balloon in the bubble here. Sorry. But they only made 4 Grey Cups before this game.
No, so they only won 4 Grey Cups before. They had made more of them.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Nice try, Buttercup.
Oh. So they got a really bad record in Grey Cup.
Angle would be terribly funny.
I really think
Sam, I did not know you had a bit of production experience. Very interesting.
What?
Dan is shocked.
What happened?
Sam has producing experience.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
I don't know why that's so funny. Actually, little fun fact.
Why did you say that I did? I'm like, no, I don't. I'm like, what?
Do you do, Dad?
Well, very minor.
Lane was telling us again about how we went to the movie theater for his popcorn.
Yes.
And for some reason, Dan thought it was the funniest thing ever that Lane bought popcorn for a football game.
Why would he go to a movie theater and not watch a movie?
Watch the football.
These people do this all the time.
They don't. Really common.
Yeah,
you go to the gas station or the grocery store, not the movie theater, bro.
Yeah, but
what, you collect scene points on your popcorn?
Yes.
No, I just want the popcorn.
Did you play the arcade when you're there too?
No, I just walk in and go, I want a popcorn with my white cheddar shaker, and they give me a bag, and they give you a paper bag, and you say thank you. And a lot of people do it.
And they didn't kick you out.
You asked them permission. I saw 6 people do it. There was like 6 people who did the same thing.
What?
You got to remember, Dan, people don't actually go to the movie theaters anymore. They just want the popcorn.
So why do we have these giant movie theater places?
Well, truthfully, the movie theater industry we're getting way off topic now, but the movie theater industry is low.
Well, why not host the Grey Cup at the movie theater?
Mind you, that's actually a great question. Why don't they do viewing parties for these major sporting events in these
they don't make money.
Theaters?
It's straight up, they don't make money because when I was a kid, again, this is way off topic, but when I was a kid, they used to do the wrestling pay-per-views because it was $69 to buy a wrestling show when you could go to the movie theater for $12. So obviously, you and your buddy would go. Me and my buddy would go to the movie theater to watch a wrestling show. But then when it became $7, we're like, why are we going to spend $12 when it's only going to cost $7? So then nobody wanted to go anymore because everyone's like, well, I could sit at home and watch.
Yeah, by movie theater, you get the experience. You get the great big screen, you get the booming sound system, you get the comfy chair, you get a bloody cup holder, bro, and you get the popcorn.
But as Keith's pointing out here, imagine how the cashier is looking. Hey, ma'am, can I have some popcorn, please? Then walks out. Yeah. The cashier would have.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know why you guys are so shocked. Like literally,
I'm not late because I used to do the same thing when
7 people did it.
Yeah,
literally me and like 7 other people did the same thing. I was the only one that.
One of my buddies in college, David. I don't know if David's still in the chat here. I don't know. He remembers my buddy James Johnston with the big red truck. Him and I used to do that. We'd go to the movie theater because he used to get movie theater gift cards, and he'd just buy candy and then leave.
What candy?
Yeah,
is that what Dollar was for?
No, because this was like movie theater like specific candy.
What's the difference?
And interesting enough, Sam produced baseball live in studio shows in high school lacrosse. That's very interesting.
Oh, that's cool.
I want to do a baseball game one day. I want to do a commentary for a baseball game.
Baseball is one of the most infuriating things to produce, in my opinion. I did it a lot when I was like a teenager to early 20s. And it takes so long. And there is so much cabling. And then Dan's going to spray bug spray in the mobile truck. Never do that. Never. But no, baseball's cool to call, though, I will say. One of my favorite sports to produce, I'm not just saying it, is actually football. We've only ever produced one game of football, funny enough, where I've worked. Lane did a phenomenal job as the play-by-play and the color commentator.
We'll do that again someday.
We will. But it was a lot of fun. Football's a fun game to produce. We do a lot of local hockey here where I am in Southern Ontario. But look, at the end of the day here, boys, I am curious now. We know that Trevor Harris was the player of the game. Yes. We know that Samuel Elamus was the Canadian player of the game. But now I want to know your player of the game. I'm going to start with Dan. Dan, who is your player of the game?
Well, Key's not going to be too happy with me, but to me, it's AJ Ouellette. I think besides the Trevor Harris, he was the real additional leader to his Rough Rider group, right? Like he just played. What's so funny? He just played phenomenal. Like 115 yards on the ground, a touchdown. Trevor Harris did not get a touchdown, and he just bowled guys over.
And yes, Sam's saying, Dan, I think AJ Ouellette's a good pick. And Dan's bug spray story was so funny when he told me it. Dan, it's a great story. Yeah. And Adam, I am not lying. My player of the game. My player of the game was Mr. Campbell. An interception and a fumble that saved the game.
Good pick.
I think he was. I mean, you could honestly nominate the whole Rider defense. They did such a good job today.
Yeah.
But Campbell is my real standout. Mr. Dashko. Lane Dashing Dashko. The man that is so good looking that it's illegal.
No, I don't want to go to jail again. We're going to go to jail.
Player of the game.
I already went to jail for buying popcorn. Now I'm going to go to jail for this. But
Campbell's in jail. Tech out jail.
But actually, you stole my player, Jacob. I'm sad. I thought you were gonna pick someone. I thought I was gonna go off the board and be like, I'm gonna pick the guy that picked up the fumble because at the end of the day, he saved the game. He doesn't get down and get that fumble. Montreal gets it. We could be talking about Montreal lifting the Grey Cup. So yeah. I'm with you, Jacob. It's not always the pretty guy that passes the 300 yards with the 85%. Yeah, he probably is the player of the game. But at the end of the day, he's the one that saved the day. He made a small. He may not have made the biggest plays of the day, but he did technically make the biggest play of the game when it mattered.
AJ Ouellette is sexy. He's a good-looking dude. That's not my type. I'm a William Nylander type of guy.
So apparently, I'm not the only one who thought Campbell was the one that.
Well, Campbell had 3 defensive tackles, an interception, and a fumble.
It's pretty good.
That's a pretty damn good stat line. I mean, you had to give it to Trevor Harris. I mean, like 85% completion rating, over 300 yards, first Grey Cup. But the big question now is...
First Grey Cup as a starter, bro. It's his first Grey Cup.
Starter. Don't calm down. But Is Trevor Harris retiring?
No.
I think
Ass.
so.
Ass.
I think he's going to retire.
Assuming gas will ass, bro.
Gas.
Ass.
Gas. I think he's going to retire. He's done everything now. And I will say,
Do it again.
At 40?
Now when
Okay, you're coaching a kid in a football game, and you tell them won the track. They won the whole track. Okay, fine, retire. No, do it again.
Dad, he's turning 40.
Tom Brady, he won a Super Bowl. He's retired. No, do it again.
He should have retired.
He did 7 freaking times.
He should have retired though when he came.
What? Take it, we know him right. That's why Austin Matthews sucks. He won the Rocket with his arm once. Okay, I'm done. We retire. No, do it again.
That's a coaching issue. Now, when I think Trevor Harris is going to retire, I don't think it's we're getting gas in the comments section.
Yeah.
No, Dan, gas means that he thinks he will.
Oh, I mean, gas. Yeah, I get confused.
I think Trevor Harris can still play. I think he can still play at an elite level. But now,
why? He's going to retire and change diapers?
Yes.
Why?
He's won the Grey Cup MVP.
Does he want to play in the Olympics?
He's won he wouldn't
be in the Olympics.
3 Grey Cups. He led a team that hadn't won a Grey Cup since 2012 to a championship against the team that told him he wasn't good enough.
True.
There is nothing left for this man to do.
I forgot about that. Montreal cut him to begin with because he said he was too old. How many years ago was that?
Deborah. Oh, everybody loves Raymond. Who sounds like Deborah?
Probably Dan.
Oh, Deborah and everyone loves Raymond.
Dan's the Deborah.
No, Deborah's the grandma. No, the wife. That's why I remember now. So he kept saying, Raymond, do it again. Like he's like, oh, I cleaned the house. And she's like, okay, we'll do it in the next week. He's like, why did you clean the house? And he's like, oh, I did it last week. So he was saying, no, do it again.
It's interesting here. Adam is.
How do you guys not know that?
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Dan and Adam were on the same page for the first time of the Analyst Desk history.
I
don't know, but the way he was talking after the game makes me doubt he will retire.
You see?
So Adam is saying he will not retire.
Well, he said, what did he say? He's like, I'm stuck between retiring or in my prime.
Or in my prime. Dan, do it again.
Do it again!
I'm just shocked we haven't got the anything is possible from Dan yet.
Well, I didn't want me to say what to lay, but okay. I will do it. After Saskatchewan won the Grey Cup. Anything's possible! And hopefully Lane took off his headphones that time. Yes, he did.
But guys, I gotta say,
I was right. A basketball player did do it in like 2008 or some crazy thing. I was
there's
right about
only
that.
one thing that always makes me a little sad after the Grey Cup.
Yeah, same here. It's over.
The CFL season is over.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Womp, womp, womp.
There's no crying sound effect. I gotta add one in here.
Probably a boo.
Well, do what? I'm just going to say this here, and I should have said this after the World Series, and I forgot because we were so upset. But I just want to thank all of you, the fans. You can all listen here.
There's no
Because
crying.
I remember when we started a podcast way back in January, and we thought, well, we'll do the CFL season from beginning to end. And I was like, hopefully people will watch it. That's what I said, right? And then like we had Mr. Daskell in the spring here. And Daskell was the one who really put us, do what, guys? We should do Facebook Live. We have to do live. We have to do live shows. And then I'm like, well, will we even get a comment, right? And Jacob kept pushing, no, more CFL, more CFL, more CFL. And what the more we did it throughout the season, we started way back in negotiation weeks before free agent, all the way to Grey Cup. And thanks to you, the fans, the followers went up, the views went up, the likes went up, and even in the name of rebranding in the middle of the season, everything went up. So thank you so much to all of you people.
Or like
We can't
that
have
Shania
it
Twain
without
song.
you. And it was the same with baseball, right? I remember back in spring training camp of March, I said, Rodney will sign in the beginning of the season. And everyone laughed at me. I said, hey, Jays will get 98 wins. They got 94, but I was only 4 away. and I said they would have a good season. I did not predict the World Series, but I'm like, hey, you guys stuck with us from the end, from the beginning of the season, all the way to the end. So thank you, everybody.
Now, I do.
Why stop at 2, Dan? Did it win 3 straight times before retiring? So who knows? Maybe Harris is going to try to win a couple in a row. I think this Rider team could legitimately come back.
Well, the other point to that too is they said it in the broadcast in the TSN. Most of these Rider players are coming back again. A lot of them are still under contract. Yeah. You got Corey Mace is still under contract. You got the GM is still under contract. You got that beautiful new arena in Regina. Why not go for a dynasty at this point if you want to bring all these great players back?
Well, the thing is now, too, I think we got to say, and I'm curious if actually...
Do it again!
Before I get to the comments, one other comment, which I love the comment that's coming up, I have another gasser ass. Gasser is it ass? Gas. Gasser is it ass? It's gas. Or is it ass? The Montreal Alouettes acted like they had a dynasty before they got it, and it is a key factor to why they lost this game.
100% gas.
What?
What I mean by that is Montreal said we should have won it last year when they didn't even get to the Grey Cup. They said the year before that they knew it was the league against them and they knew they were better. They acted like they had won the Grey Cup. People were talking about a Montreal Alouettes potential dynasty.
They were promising the fans on Saturday they would win the Grey Cup today.
They said plan the parade.
Yeah, literally.
Damn.
And in the comments, gas, no doubt.
Gas, and I didn't know
about
that.
From Sam. I
didn't know all that, so I'm going to say gas.
Yeah.
I'm also saying gas. I think Montreal got a little too cocky.
They did.
I'd
say that was the difference for the game at the beginning of the show. So that's the difference between the two teams. Saskatchewan was confident. Montreal was cocky. And that's the difference. Whoa.
Also, hey, Analyst Desk. Hello. You guys say you can cover anything. Jacob sent me a video before the game. We were talking with old YouTube icon ASDF.
Oh, yeah.
Dan, did you like that comedy gold?
Yes, I did. The I like trains kid. Do, 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 do. I like trains. Do, 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 do.
What was okay? Wait, if Lane's never seen it, we may need to do another live show coming up on watching all seasons of ASDF.
Oh, that's a little too much. All seasons.
It is not too much. It is comedy gold, and we will love it and cherish it together. As a
Lane
fan.
doesn't know it.
I don't. Lane, do you know what ASDF is?
I think you may have shown it to me, but I.
Oh, an ASDF related gas or ass. Honey, why's the baby on fire? The funniest clip of all. Oh man, it's tough to think what's the funniest ASDF clip. They were all.
I like trains for me. It's the funniest because it reminds me of my friend who you may all be getting to meet soon when we release a different aspect of the show.
Because guys, we do have a lot more content coming your way, but. Look, at the end of the day here, though, it was a phenomenal Canadian football season. I don't think we could really ask for much more, especially the Grey Cup literally coming down to the final play. Lane, Adam is disappointed in you.
Ooh.
But ASDF's phenomenal content. But at the end of the day, I do want to say I think the Canadian football season did not disappoint.
No, it
not
didn't.
At all.
And I think it's just going to get even better next year with being able. I can't wait to do fantasy. I can't wait to have the Analyst Desk Fantasy League with all you guys so we can do a full fantasy league as they're bringing in full fantasy football into the CFL next year. I'm super excited for that, right? It's such a great opportunity for content creators like us and for you guys who are part of this community. You are all legs to this desk.
And that's what we said building for the show way back, in January. The key is not
1980 something.
Key is not just entertain, it's to build a community, right? That's why we love Lane's ideas of the live shows because it brings everyone together.
Yeah, so let us know if you guys want us to start doing more fantasy leagues. We can definitely start doing things like that. I mean, it'd be tough now for hockey as it's already started, but maybe, maybe we do fantasy football for the playoffs in the NFL.
I tried fantasy basketball with my classmates, and I have no idea what I'm doing.
Well, that's because you didn't bring in Coach Dashko to help you out.
Well, because I missed the draft because I was watching the World Series.
I can't believe they tried to do a draft during the World Series.
Yeah, CFL Fantasy. I'm excited for CFL Fantasy.
Yeah.
And Adam, if you don't want to be a leg, you can be the
cup holder
for my water bottle.
The cup holder.
But no, in all seriousness, it's been a crazy ride for all you guys this year at the Analyst Desk, and the CFL playoffs have been phenomenal. But if you think the CFL content is done, well, you're mistaken, brother, because we still need to break down.
We gotta do it again.
We still need to break down every single team, free agency list, then the winter meetings. There's still so much going on. Not tonight. But there's
I said right now, not tonight.
Dan does not want to go to bed. He wants a 10-hour Analyst Desk. Lane, go back to the movie theater and get more popcorn.
Yeah, I was like, we get popcorn. I know where you're getting it from now.
But no, I gotta say, I want to ask you guys now. I want to go around the desk and in the comment section. Please let us know, what was your favorite moment or play of the Canadian football season?
Oh boy, what a tough. Can I go?
Yeah, go.
I'm going to go off.
Dan wants to go. Okay, bye, Dan.
Oh, now you mean that way. I'm going to go off the board, and not just off the board, but off the field. I think the play of the season was the rule changes. Like in Olympic, it got people talking about.
By the way, speaking of that, bro, he was getting.
I heard that. Holy cow.
Okay,
I thought he's done a great job. I don't know why they're booing
at
him.
The end of the game for no reason. They were just booing everyone. James Duffy, boo! It was just bizarre.
How you can boo James Duffy? We all love him. We go, looks like Patrick Brown.
Because he was standing near the commissioner.
Dan getting kicked, guys. I will say, though, I do agree with you, Dan. Either way, the rule changes did bring in a lot of conversation in the CFL, and it did bring a lot of eyes. Key is saying for her it was when the Eskimos fumbled that return, but Saskatchewan fumbled their recovery, and Edmonton recovered their fumble and got a touchdown. That was a absolute crazy play. This one, Edmonton still had slim hopes of making the playoffs, and give the Elks a lot of credit too on how they finished their season as strong as they did. Lane, what's your play or moment of the season?
I got to go with that BC interception.
Oh, Carter Jr.
That was insanity.
Yeah.
He should have won Rookie of the Year, in my opinion.
I think that's one of the best plays of the decade. I think that's right up there with like
that was crazy.
What's his name? Chad Owens.
Even
right?
though I wasn't happy that happened against my team, that was nuts.
What about you, Jacob?
I'm going to say my favorite moment, which is probably Lane's least favorite moment, was with 18 seconds left. The Toronto Argos storming back down the field and then almost blowing it by having terrible time management awareness. But still 1 second on the clock to kicking the field goal for the game-winning Labor Day Classic. A very close second, though, would be Ontario Wilson's catch of the century.
I thought he was just going to say Hamilton getting eliminated.
No, he's not going to do that to you.
To beat Montreal, funny enough. I'm not Look, I have been as professional as I can about it. I really don't like that Alouettes team, and I was kind of happy to see them lose. I don't like that team. I think they're way too cocky, and I think this will be what will put them, maybe bring them down a peg. And I'm going to say it too. I'm curious what you guys think, since I wasn't sure I was going to bring this up today, but screw it, I'm going to. Yes, Alexander has only lost one game, but he lost the biggest game. Yeah. Did they make a mistake by letting Cody Fajardo go?
Gas or ass?
No.
Adam, the catch and run from Brissett on the Winter Labor Day Classic was just phenomenal.
That was amazing. Yeah.
So, Lane, you're saying it wasn't a mistake, but I'm curious. Do you think Cody Fajardo maybe could have won that game with just better management?
No.
Really? Wow. See, I think Cody Fajardo could have won that game.
I think that defense is legit.
They
Nathan
are.
Work,
I don't think Fajardo.
Nathan Work couldn't beat him. Look at this. Think about it this way. Hardly Hamilton couldn't beat him this year. Calgary couldn't beat him. Edmonton.
Well, actually, Calgary kicked their butts in the regular season, but yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. No one could beat them. Cup, Nathan Rourke, MLP, MVP, couldn't beat him. I don't think anyone could have beat him.
I have a weird answer here.
Uh-oh.
I see why Montreal did what they did. I think long-term Montreal did the right thing. However, I would have... I don't remember what happened last year. They got Cody Fajardo last year, right?
They had Fajardo when they lost to Toronto in the Eastern
Yeah.
last year.
I would have kept Cody Fajardo for one more year this season. And maybe Alexander still finishes the Grey Cup. I don't know. But I would have kept Cody Fajardo for one more year and have a real leader and mentor for David Alexander.
Well, they tried that in Edmonton, but it didn't work. Like, they tried that with Trey Ford. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, but I don't think Trey Ford has the talent. I think David Alexander... I'll just say it here. David Alexander has the talent, but he needs someone to calm down. He needs to be reminded, hey, you can't be bad-mouthing veterans. Like, he was bad-mouthing Simone Lawrence, and he's like a rookie quarterback. Like, whoa, Simone Lawrence, like it or lump him, I know he's a controversial guy, but he's a CFL legend, not just a TICAC legend, a CFL legend. And you're slamming him on the field as a rookie? I think that's when someone like Cody Fajardo, who's the complete opposite, he was cool and collective, could have really helped,
You're being called out, Dan.
Could have really helped him out.
Trey Ford has talent, very raw. I agree with you there. I think Trey Ford just needs the right coach to massage the talent.
No, he has talent. I just don't think he has, like, the arm strength and stuff of these other quarterbacks. He
does have the arm
running
strength.
Around.
Look, Cody Fajardo proves you don't need the biggest arm to win a lot of games. So
True.
if you look, Cody Fajardo has a noodle arm compared to Davis Alexander, who got it done in the Grey Cup.
Yeah.
Right? And I think it just came down to it. I think long-term, Alexander is the better solution, but short-term, maybe this game goes different if Cody Fajardo in. Maybe this game goes different with MBT in. I'm not saying Davis Alexander played terrible. I'm not saying he didn't give a good effort. But
they lost by
the way he battled through the injury, I give him a lot of respect for that.
My point, like, they lost by 8 points to the guy who's probably his quad is blown to crap.
But yeah, true. I mean, there was a lot of other reasons for this.
If you take off his injury and bring a fully healthy Davis Alexander, this game could have been different.
I give him a lot of credit playing through his injury. He showed a lot of heart and grit, and that's pretty amazing.
True, but as Adam is saying here, though, in hindsight, the answer is probably that was a mistake. Could have kept him as a backup to help out Alexander. I understand making Alexander the guy. I didn't understand trading for MBT.
Yeah.
Cody Fajardo.
Yeah, it did make sense.
That's what I didn't. Unless the only thing is, though, once he was traded, then Edmonton was able to renegotiate the contract.
Well, maybe it was a money thing. Yeah, it could have been. But don't forget, salary cap did go up this year for the CFL, which is great.
It did go up this year. It's going up again next year, too.
Yeah, exactly.
And Key is saying that, who had, we won't say the word or put it on the screen, but what stopped the world in 2020? Which player had that? If we put that on the screen, sometimes that can be demonetized. That can get us down because we're not health experts. Talent is there. Execution isn't for Trey from Sam. I totally agree with that statement.
That makes sense. Like, he's talented. He just doesn't have the arm strength, I don't think, as the other ones.
But I just don't agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, he had a game, he only threw 49 yards. I mean, I could throw more than 49 yards in the game.
Chris Trevor had a game where he didn't even throw 30. And it didn't.
I know, but Chris Trevor is not in conversation of a franchise quarterback.
But he started that game and won.
Whoa! The camera me pissing off that much.
No. My camera doesn't stay on. Hold on.
Oh, I thought I made you angry. I'm like, whoa! I didn't mean to make him angry.
Oh, Lane had the what stopped the world in 2020, but no. At the end of the day, it was a very interesting game. I think I would like to break that. I think later on we'll break down too when that's a little less raw. on the Davis
It's
Alexander.
raw.
I mean, I think we got to say Davis Alexander did have a hell of a season.
Okay, never mind. Using my other camera.
Davis Alexander did have a hell of a season.
I'm done.
And at the end of the day, Alexander did a lot of great things. But like I said, today was not his best day. Remember I said to you guys, when he finally loses a game, it's going to be filled with mistakes.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was as bad as Chad Kelly was in the East Final a couple years ago.
No, yeah, 5 interceptions that game?
But again, when we just look at the stats from these two guys, Trevor Harris just really outplayed Davis Alexander.
Yeah, but I mean, David Alexander,
I do think that was the factor. You take the turnovers, and yeah, maybe Key, you are making Lane nervous. That's why his camera keeps falling. Who knows? But you take the turnover number, because if you look, a lot of these other numbers are very comparable.
Yeah.
It's just the turnovers. Right. You can't turn the ball over in total 4 times.
Yeah.
That's what lost them this game.
I agree.
The only thing I think that he really did that was, again, the only really big mistake that I think he was making, which is funny because you called it out on the pregame when I was listening, was just like, what's with all these long, like, he was like, he felt like. I don't know why
Montreal got away from the screen short game so much, because that's how they've had so much success, and they just completely went away from it today.
I know you guys don't watch. I know you guys didn't watch, but that felt like when I was a kid watching Danny McManus just air the ball out and just throwing interceptions. I was watching it. I felt I was watching a prime 2003 Danny McManus game.
Danny McManus, yeah, what a legend.
He definitely felt the pressure, and the rest of his team putting it on themselves. Yeah, I agree with that.
His protection, so I will say one thing. His protection
The only way they were able to get protection is when they went into max protection, but that gave him less receiving options. It just shows, remember I said in the pregame, how good that front seven of Saskatchewan is and how they can rush 4 all day. They didn't blitz. I think they only rushed 5 twice. And they kept, even though they weren't sacking Alexander, they kept getting to him. They kept pressuring him. They kept making him roll out of the pocket.
There's one more thing I gotta say here before we go off the air. We were talking about the commissioner getting booed, James Duffy getting booed. I gotta give Mark Carney, the Prime Minister, a lot of credit for showing up to this game. I get he's not the most popular guy in the country right now, and
was he for the World Series
politically.
He was there in the World Series.
CFL is so important to the country of Canada, and I think he did the right thing by showing up. And he knew he was going to get booed, and he still came. So,
and he was there in the World Series as well. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. I actually think it's more important for the Prime Minister to be at the Grey Cup than it is the World Series, even when the Jays are in it. And I'll tell you why.
I agree.
Yeah. The Grey Cup is a Canadian institution that's been happening for 112 years.
Yeah.
The Prime Minister of Canada needs to be there.
100%.
And I thought it was important. I do agree it was important that Mark Carney was there. Whether you like him or lump him, we're not going to get into politics because that's a whole other wormhole. Looking at you, Lane. No, I'm kidding.
Lane knows nothing about politics.
But
no, I don't.
And yeah, Key, you are right. Very odd. No sacks at all in that game. Can I also state to you guys?
Oh, yeah.
Guess who won Key's pool for the CFL?
Oh, was it you? Hey!
It's gonna be me. I can't wait to do a full fantasy pool with the Analyst Desk next year.
I was doing well, but I came in so late.
Hey, actually, if Sam's still here in the comments, Sam might possibly want to join Key's NHL Pick'em League on the Facebook group.
Oh, yeah. I know Key's going to kill me. I kind of give up.
Because I've been kicking everyone's butt in that one.
Apparently, I don't know anything about hockey. Whenever I think something's going to happen, I'm like, sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm going to put in a $2 bet. I'm going to pick 5 teams to win. They always lose. I'm like, okay, clearly I just don't know anything about hockey.
So what you need to do, Lane, what you need to do, every team you think is going to win, bet the opposite.
I clearly don't know.
Or when in doubt, bet against Toronto because the Leafs suck this year.
Yeah, we really do. Under 500.
Bro, I know nothing about hockey.
I can't pick goal scorers.
Well, hey, you can learn. Well, next year, Sam, join the CFL pick from one for sure.
But while I have you guys, and because I'm thinking, you know what, we're going to upload this episode to Spotify as well. So for anyone who missed this live episode, they can listen to it tomorrow on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Podbeam, all your platforms there. So
Podbeam? What's that?
I want to ask you guys, well, Dan, we're on so many platforms, Dan doesn't even know.
Yeah, literally.
I want to ask you guys, we already know who won MOP and all these other things, but I want to go over some of our own awards. And Lane, I have to start with you because you weren't here for our other
Hey,
show.
look at that, Key. I got you someone for the CFL new next year.
Oh, that's great. Sam wants to join the CFL one next year. Key, maybe we can do something for that for free agency. Let's talk about that later. But Lane, who was your receiver of the year in the Canadian Football League? If you have an award, we'll say the award is this empty water bottle. Hydration is important.
But it's empty. There's no hydration value left.
Well, you can reuse it.
I know this is not the most popular because you guys said you wouldn't pick him, but I'm actually going to pick him. I'm going Coaxy.
I love Coaxy.
That's a very fair pick. I mean, look, we had someone in the comments when we were talking about it said Herslow, right? So it's fine to go off the board. And yeah, Dominic Coaxy this year.
Who did I pick again?
Kenny Lowe.
Yeah, Kenny Lowe. That's right.
You're going to Argo jail now.
I don't even think he was that good, though.
Yeah, I know.
He had 3 games and then was like, double team me, bro.
So Coaxy
put 6 guys on me, and then you never caught another
If
ball.
Coaxy was healthy the whole year, I would have picked him too. I love
Coaxy in 10 games had 854 yards,
crazy.
6 touchdowns, 10 over 30 yards.
It's nuts.
So now let's get into another category, and I want to talk rushing. Who was the best running back of the year?
I'll go.
Dan, go.
AJ Olette.
Justin
Great
Rankin.
pick. Finished second all season in rushing with 1,222 yards.
He was second? Who was first?
Dedrick Mills. But Mills played one more game.
Yeah.
Because Calgary put a full roster out right to the end. But Olette, 1,222 yards, 4.9 yards per carry, 8 touchdowns, 19 rushes over 10 yards, 4 over 20. Dan, not Dan, you already said it. Lane, who was your running back of the year?
Justin Rankin.
Ooh,
Justin nice. Mother Truckin' Ranking, 1,013 yards, 5.3 yards a carry, long rush of 90 yards, 9 touchdowns, 30 runs over 10 yards, 12 over 20. On top of it, he was the leading receiver for the Edmonton Elks.
Wow.
You got to think like it's always going to go to the most obvious guy, but there's a guy who really saved their season. Like he was a huge part of them even having a chance to come back.
Rankin's a really good pick.
He is. I was going to say Rankin as well, but I'm going to go off the board then because I'm going to.
You're not going to go Mills?
I'm going to go Greg Bell for Hamilton.
Wow.
Greg Bell. I thought he drastically picked it up second half of the year.
He did.
15 games played, 1,038 yards, 5 touchdowns, 28 carries over 10 yards.
Yeah,
that is insane. The only ones who had more than him were Oliveira and Rankin. Yeah. I think Greg Bell really showed that they didn't make a mistake letting James Butler go. As much as James Butler had a great year. And the easy answers are Mills and Rankin.
I almost went Mills, but I just like Olette.
And I wanted to give a quick shout out to Greg Bell. So now here's an interesting one I want to throw out there. Who was your surprise player of the year? The guy that no one you expected to do much. And I'm going to go first on this one. And Dan's going to be mad at me because I think I'm going to take what he wanted to take. And I am going to go with Toronto Argonauts' Nicholas Arbuckle as my surprise player of the year. Nick Arbuckle in 15 games, 4,370 yards, 26 touchdowns. Yes, 15 interceptions, but efficiency rating of 100.3, averaging 8.7 yards per throw, and absolutely dominated. Gave the Argos a slim chance to make the playoffs this year. Would have been a 5,000-yard guy if he didn't blow his shoulder and his calf in a 3-week span. Nick Arbuckle was my surprise player of the year. Dan, who is your surprise player of the year?
Well, interesting. I am going to go over Argo. Maybe I have the Argo blinders on. Nick Arbuckle's a great pick, but wasn't who I was thinking. We said it before in the comments last episode. I'll say it again here. My surprise player of the year is Herslow. I knew Herslow was good. I did not know Herslow was a franchise receiver. And I know you got to worry about the cap and ratio and blah, blah, blah. But I think if you had Herslow and Coatsy with Arbuckle right from the beginning, I think his team's making the playoffs.
And quickly to the comment section before we go to Lane. I used to love him because I thought he shared a name of my childhood celeb, Drake Bell. Then I found out it was Greg, and I was disappointed.
Oh. Good point.
Oh, here's an interesting comment here before we get to Lane. Scary stuff eBay search. Saskatchewan Roughriders will win 112th Grey Cup. Leaked prediction. Was it fixed?
Oh, interesting.
Which is
It
interesting.
didn't look fixed to me personally on the field, but thank you very much for the comment.
We do have to bring up that the CFL. Now they got lucky with it, but there was what 5 or 8, I think 5 games that were flagged
It was
for
6 actually, but
you know what I mean. So whatever, 6 games that were flagged for potentially illegal gambling. See, now there was no wrongdoing. They found out that everything was good, but still, there were 6 games. They were like, oh.
But after the NBA scandal, we all said this on the decks. Well, we wonder every time after every game, was it fixed, right?
I mean, of course.
And in my opinion, I thought some of the calls in the fourth quarter went Montreal's favored, and Montreal was the underdog. And if David Alexander won the Grey Cup, I mean, it might have been even a better Walt Disney movie ending story than Trevor Harris winning in a 39, right? So I thought if anything was fixed, I thought Montreal was going to win it. But great point, great comment.
And to the comment section again, Lane, you're getting lots of extra time to think of your answer. So you're a very lucky duck. They could easily say Saskatchewan won what, 8 in a row? That was a sleeper pick as far as I'm concerned, just a coincidence. But it is something, unfortunately, because of what's been happening. We just saw it in the NCAA sports as well. I believe it was 12
It's
players.
going everywhere.
Everywhere.
Even Sean Lemon, who was allowed back into the league, was betting on his own games. There was no prop lines he was purposely fixing. But yeah, we are going to question every time we watch a game, was it fixed? And it's unfortunate, but it's true. But Lane, you've had enough time. Who is your surprise player of the year?
Well, I didn't look this up because I hope I'm saying his name right. But I believe I am. So if I'm saying his name wrong, Keandre Smith from the Hamilton Tiger Cats. I think he was actually really good.
Oh, good one.
Phenomenal year.
Because after Kane Lyle was like, yo, bro, put the whole team on me. I got this. And then they did. And then he was like, absolutely crap. DeAndre Smith was like, well, no one's covering me anymore, so I guess I'll just catch all the balls. And he did.
He did.
He wasn't like Tim White where he dropped it and fumbled the ball. Then he actually knows how to fall to the ground.
He had a phenomenal year, and he was definitely a bright spot in that Hamilton offense. Now let's flip it, and now let's get negative. Lane, this is your favorite thing.
Oh, let's go!
The Eagles.
Who was the most disappointing player this year in the CFL? A guy that you really thought was going to have a big year that just didn't get there.
I'm going to say Kenny Lawler.
And Jake Herslow, practice team to a pretty important player. Absolutely.
Yeah, that was my pick too.
Crazy
100%.
story. But Lane, you're going Kenny Lawler. Really?
Oh!
Bro,
So my pick for wide receiver of the year is your disappointment.
Because when you start off that hot, you should finish strong. And he didn't, bro.
Wow.
He started off so hot. This guy, like, through 4 games, we were talking, like, franchise record touchdown. Franchise record receiving, and then this guy has the balls to go out there and be like, "Yo, put them all on me. Put the whole city against me. I'll get that ball." And then you flipping didn't. You're the fact I call it out when people do that. I hate when people do that because it shows me that you're not a player. You're just a jerk that you think you got this. And you went up there and you had to go talk your crap, and you couldn't walk the walk or talk the talk. So screw you. Kenny Lawler, you were a disappointment because you thought you were the man, and it turns out you were not even in kindergarten yet, buddy. So next year, and don't take on the city of Hamilton, and don't think you can take on a receiver because you can't take on anything.
Out. Mic drop. Holy
And we have
cow.
some interesting picks for this one. I didn't think this would be that entertaining.
Wow.
He is saying Vernon Adams because of how terrible. Wow. Okay. Apparently, quarterback taking the team from being the worst team in the league to making the playoffs a disappointment. Man, I feel bad for that guy. Now, I will say he did fall off in the middle, but I thought he finished really strong. I thought in the Western semifinal, I thought he played really well. But Dan, I'm going to let you go next. Who is your most disappointing player of the year?
I think I might tick some people off here, so I apologize in advance.
I know who he's going to say. Let's do it together.
Trey.
2. Well, okay, yeah, Trey Ford.
Trey Ford.
Yeah, actually, that's a good pick.
This was the guy, I really believe he had it. I honestly thought he was going to come in here and be the franchise guy for the City of Champions, the Edmonton Elks, they call themselves now, right? The Edmonton Elks. I really thought he was going to come in and dominate. They hand him $300K. They hand him a coach that loved him. The new ownership loved him. They gave him the best defense in the CFL. And what he did? He actually played a full game, with only 49 yards. And did not play again. Ever.
That's actually a good pick.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
That's actually a really good pick. I should have picked Trey Ford.
Yeah. Trey Ford.
I actually like that pick.
I'm going to go. That is a great pick.
Kenny Hall was a great pick, too. I didn't see that one coming.
I'm pulling a bit of a lane here, and I'm going to have people scratching their heads. My most disappointing player of the year this year was the 4th leading rusher in the Canadian Football League, and Brady Oliveira.
Oh,
He whined he wanted the ball more. He whined that he needs to make a difference. And he didn't lead any rushing stat.
He
didn't lead in touchdowns with Chris Trevor being injured. He only had 3 rushing touchdowns.
What?
Cedric Mills had 46 rushes over 10 yards. Brady Oliveira had 31. Justin Rankin had 12 rushes over 20 yards. Brady Oliveira had 7. Oliveira averaged 5.8 yards per carry. Okay, so he was the leader for that of running backs. Nathan Rourke actually had higher at 9.2 yards per carry, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's...
Brady Oliveira fumbled the ball on a desperation drive to come back in that game against Montreal. Without that fumble, they potentially win.
Yeah.
They had injured receivers, and they needed Oliveira to step up. And in my opinion, he did not. And I think he played his last game as a Blue Bomber. I personally feel the last 2 seasons from Brady Oliveira have been step backs. I've not been happy with his game whatsoever. He gets the ball a lot. He got over 200 carries this year. And he just only 3 touchdowns on the ground without Chris Trevor playing in a bunch of games, without Zach Collaros playing in a bunch of games where you're going to run the ball almost every play. I don't feel Oliveira. Oh, I thought Oliveira was going to put up an MOP caliber season this year, and he didn't.
Yeah. Wow.
Hello, Lane. What is your question like a good schoolgirl?
Can I have a second player? Because I got a funny one.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
I got a funny one. Dan, I think Dan's going to like this one because he didn't even play this year. But my disappointing player who didn't even play this year.
Oh, no.
Is Mr. Chad.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to tell you why I'm picking him.
Oh, no.
He didn't even play this year. And he's my disappointing player. And you know why? Because, again, and I actually want I want your guys' response on this because I really think this guy, when he's going on social media being like, I'm the comeback. I'm going to be the man. I'm the quarterback. Screw Nick Arbuckle. It's on me. I feel like he was just messing with this chemistry. Like, bro, you can't play. Just shut up.
Be a good teammate.
He wasn't being a good team player. He
You're
was
right.
like, it's all on me. He started the year. Oh, I'm coming back. Game 1. Play it around me. I'm the man. I'm going to play. I'm going to be there. I'm going to put the playbook around me. I'm the guy. I'm going to go on social media. I'm going to ruin all the chemistry. kept ruining. He kept talking all this crap. I'm like, bro, you're not even on the field.
Okay, well, do us a Lane a second one. I want
hold on.
too.
Let's actually talk about this one a little bit more.
Am I wrong?
You're 100% right.
It could be one of the biggest storylines of the year, which we'll do another show breaking down some of the top storylines of the year. But yeah, I mean, you could argue that Chad Kelly was the most disappointing player in the CFL this year. Chad Kelly went from winning MOP to completely crapping out in the Eastern Final, to then coming back from suspension, to playing well, to breaking his leg, to then saying he was the best quarterback. He was a top 32 quarterback in the world. To then posting a video on social media saying he's coming back.
They did not come
to
back.
never touching the field wearing actual cleats.
And I remember when he did that, I said I didn't like that because I felt like your team
was starting, it either.
When you guys were starting to rally around Nick Arbuckle and things were starting to go well, I felt like Nick Arbuckle lost his confidence. It was like, so am I just – the second he comes back, I'm just out? And that's what it felt. It felt like he didn't get that vote of confidence from the front office. They were like, yeah, bro, as soon as Chad Kelly comes back, like, you're out. And I think he started to feel – he started to play down too.
Yeah.
Adam is saying Zach Collaros.
Oh, that's a great pick. That's a great pick.
Adam in the comment section saying Zach Collaros. I mean, he had a really strong playoff game as much as they lost, but yeah, Zach Collaros had a very underwhelming season. Mind you, I think he's got a future as a broadcaster. Legitimately, I thought he was great on the on TSN today. But Zach Collaros,
and he doesn't need a jacket.
Finished the year 13 games, 3,048 yards. Excuse me. 17 touchdowns to 16 interceptions, 96 efficiency rating, the lowest efficiency rating out of a quarterback who started at least 8 games this year.
Wow.
Drew Brown slightly ahead of him at 99.8.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Drew Brown would be another good pick.
Is that your second pick?
Dan, you said you wanted a second one.
I do.
You don't like to feel left out.
That's right. Well, we gotta be fair, right?
But here, let's just quickly go about Collaros in the comment sections. Hey, come on, I feel bad for his concussions. This is from Key. I think he came back after way too soon. I think from the first one, I do agree. So I kind of feel giving him a pass this year because I feel for him this year. That's fair.
I don't feel bad for him. He literally, he could have been.
This is Zach Collaros' second underwhelming season. Now, last year he did get them to the Grey Cup. But when we look at then Dan, we'll get to your second.
I don't feel bad for a guy who forgot to pick up his phone for a drug test.
But then Zach Collaros.
Sorry, that seems kind of weird. Oh, I happened.
What an amazing year it was! Wow,
guys. So Zach Collaros last year,
my cell provider just happened to not work for an entire. I don't know, man. Like how much I pay Rogers? I have this bill every month, and like I paid it. Like for some reason, like the whole week, I wasn't getting any phone calls. I don't know what happened. I tried. I went to the mall like every day and was like, hey, Stu, can you fix my phone? They were like, yeah, bro, you should be getting all the meds. I just wasn't getting them. I don't know.
To put in perspective, though, Zach Collaros last year in 18 games had 4,336 passing yards, 17 touchdowns to 15 interceptions with an efficiency rating of 96.3. To put it into perspective, he had comparable numbers to actually Jake Mayer in a lot of ways had better numbers than Zach Collaros last year.
Oh, come on.
Jake Mayer had only 3,841 passing yards, but 22 touchdowns to just 14 interceptions, an efficiency rating of 97.7, 1 point higher than Zach Collaros. So what I'm saying is this is Zach Collaros back-to-back underwhelming seasons, we'll call them. Now, last year he did get them to the playoffs. But Dan, who is your second most disappointing player of the year pick?
Well, Lane went off the field. So I'm going to go off the field, too. I can't believe I was saying this, but Lane called it. And it's the God honest truth. Not a player, but most disappointed person in the CFL is Ryan Dinwiddie. He epically failed the Toronto Argos. And I'm just going to say it. I love pinball. And not pinball fault, but it's MSLE's fault. Whoever fault it is, the Argos failed by not getting Mike Gosay. Okay, want to keep his kids happy? Hand his kids an X-Weight. I don't care what you have to do. You got to get him to come here.
He doesn't want to be here.
Oh.
I'm going to give you guys a second one then. And this is going to be a weird one.
What's your second one, Jacob?
Eugene Lewis out of Ottawa.
Whoa!
Yes, he put up 1,000 yards, right? He put up, let me pull up his exact stat line, 1,012. Only had 6 touchdowns. Only 3 catches for over 30 yards. He did go 3 games without a catch. Eugene Lewis was supposed to be the answer of one guy that you could get the ball, and no matter what, he would make the grab. And he just wasn't. To put it into perspective, Eugene Lewis last year in Edmonton had 10 touchdowns and had, I believe, 9 plays over 30 yards in Edmonton last year.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, that's on an Elks team that didn't have a consistent quarterback.
Oh, Buffalo Thompson most of the year, was it?
I actually wanted to bring something up. Did you guys
know?
Eugene
Lewis, I had 9 with over 30 yards in 18 games with Edmonton, and he was their best receiver by far. I felt he was a real underwhelming player this year in Ottawa. But go ahead, Mr. Dashko.
Because this article actually got put out in the middle of the Grey Cup. Did you know? Well, this is according to sources. I don't know if this is true. This is according to the Toronto Sun. Did you know that Ryan Dinwiddie didn't stay at Argo because they wouldn't fire John Murphy?
Yeah, the assistant GM.
Yeah,
that's it. That was the one guy. He was like, if you fire him, I'll stay. And they were like, no. He was like, okay, bye.
Why is John Murphy so important?
I don't know.
Honestly, I don't know either. But interesting here, Adam's comment here on Mr. Dinwiddie. Definitely made a mistake by banking on Kelly coming back instead of trusting Nick Arbuckle. And I really agree with that.
100%.
You got to wonder from training camp, if they had just shut down Chad Kelly and put that whole offense around Nick Arbuckle. And then if you get Kelly back, it's just a bonus.
I've said that.
Then maybe Toronto's a playoff team this year, and maybe we would have had a Toronto-Saskatchewan Grey Cup final.
I don't know how many times I've said that. I think that was the biggest. That was the biggest fumble, 100%.
Fumble!
Yeah.
Wow. So now we've talked a lot about the offense, but who is your most impressive defensive player of the year?
Well, the lead name Matthew Betts, correct?
So don't pick Matthew Betts.
Okay.
Pick someone unique. I will go first. And I'm going to go with a guy that I don't think gets enough credit, who wasn't even nominated for Defensive Player of the Year by his own team, and I think he was incredible. And I'm going to go with Tavares McFadden.
Yeah, it's a great
Toronto Argonauts. Tavares McFadden had 6 interceptions, multiple knockdowns, a forced fumble. I thought that Tavares McFadden had an absolutely phenomenal season. 43 total tackles, 43 defensive tackles. He had a tackle for loss and was tied for the league lead in interceptions and just seemed to make big plays and big moments for Toronto. Toronto, by the way, nominated Cameron Judge for their Defensive Player of the Year. Phenomenal player as well. In the comment section, when I get my mouse over to my other screen, he is saying Nick Anderson from Edmonton. He had a really strong year. When he was healthy, though, Mr. Moore, he had a very, very strong season.
Yeah, great pick.
Dan, who is your Defensive Player of the Year?
Well, I was thinking of 2, but I think I'm going to go with kind of what Jacob was saying is Cameron Judge. And the reason why I picked Cameron Judge is I was so disappointed when Toronto traded Jake Selesny. But Selesny didn't play all that well in Edmonton this year. And Cameron Judge, I know he plays a different position, but he played phenomenal for the Argos. And especially when McManus was injured, he really stepped it up as the key leader. And he is so good. I remember sitting there in kind of mid-season watching the Argos in BMO Field. Sitting there, I was talking to Jacob. I'm like, yeah, I'm not that impressed with this Cameron Judge dude. He's not doing much of anything. And Jake pointed out to me, he leads all defensive categories. But that's how good of a player Cameron Judge is. He is so good. He is so consistent. And so less drama. He does his job so well, you don't even notice it. So that's
phenomenal year from Cameron
Judge. Thomas Cowboy in the defense, right? Good defenseman, someone you don't notice.
Adam's talking here about Tavares McFadden being one of the Argos MVPs this year. I do agree with Adam there as well. But I mean, Cameron Judge is also a phenomenal pick. Lane, who are you thinking for your Defensive Player of the Year?
I don't know players as well as you guys. I'm trying to look at a guy. I think there's a guy on here, but I'm trying to think of the guy. But I'm just going to say that overall, because I don't know the defensive skills, I know the offensive player. I'm still learning. Like I know the guy. I know when I watch the game, I'm like, oh, that guy's pretty good.
Mhm.
But to like know the name, I'll just say Saskatchewan they were really good defensively all year. Like you could see, like they constantly shut down. They constantly shut down, like even Hamilton 3 points. I'm just going to give it a big shout out to Saskatchewan. Like even like I said even before the game, like whenever you watch them, like against Hamilton, it was just like
Wake up champs.
There's a reason why they were there, and there's a big reason. They shut down Nathan Rourke when they had to. They shut down Hamilton when they had to. When those teams when they needed to perform, those guys did perform.
You're probably thinking in a guy in Tavon Campbell for Saskatchewan, if you want to really pinpoint one really solid guy. 6 interceptions. Who was the guy in 13 games?
Who's the guy he was playing tonight on? You have to think of. I'll get his name.
Rowan Milligan.
No, there's another guy I was actually impressed with. Give me a minute, I'll find him.
Where's a lot of impressive players in Saskatchewan?
Another guy that I would like to give a shout out as well would be Katsantonis from Hamilton. 6 interceptions from the linebacker position, 3 tackles for loss, 69 defensive tackles, phenomenal number of defensive tackles, much better than 6-7. He had a phenomenal year defensively. You could say the same thing about Adrian Green in Calgary. 6 interceptions in 13 games, two pick sixes as well. I will like this year, Benji Franklin, Robert Carter Jr. with the interception.
Oh, that was my second one. Oh, you took it from me.
Like there were so many phenomenal defensive players. And I mean, obviously, when we look into more sacks, besides of Matthew Betts, what a phenomenal year of 15 sacks. You also had Hauser and Hamilton with 13 sacks, Clarence Hicks with 12, Isaac Berglund in Montreal with 11, the Prime Minister, Malik Carney with 8, Jalen Hutchins with 8, also Andrew Chatfield with 7, first year being a main starter in the CFL.
Jacob, help me. Who's the big guy? Who was the big linebacker on Saskatchewan? Defensive line on Saskatchewan. Who was constantly getting pressure tonight? Who was?
Do you mean Johnson? Micah Johnson?
Maybe him. He's really
phenomenal.
Good tonight.
Phenomenal.
But no, I was actually impressed with him tonight.
Johnson's amazing.
This year is just such a great year for defense and offense. Even though scoring was up this year, I don't feel defensive play was down. You know what I mean?
No, not at all.
And same in this Grey Cup. But obviously, like so many phenomenal players you could pick. And we love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments too on your picks. And it absolutely thrilling.
Yeah, this guy was good tonight.
Oh, Micah Johnson's a phenomenal. He was a game time decision, so it wasn't even 100%. He just balled.
Yeah, he's great, dude. I love him.
But I think
people was happy to see win the Saskatchewan tonight.
Absolutely. But I think on that bombshell, it is time for us to wrap up for the night. We've been on the air for an hour and a half.
I know, crazy.
This will go up on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and all your favorite platforms.
And Podbean, whatever that is.
So thank you very much for watching the Analyst Desk. I'm the self-proclaimed sports analyst, joined by Mr. More for Your Money.
Woo!
And the man who is so good looking that it is illegal.
I don't want to go to jail again.
Dashing Dashco.
I better run. The cops are here. Oh no!
And until next time, thank you very much for watching the Analyst Desk. We'll be back with more CFO content. We still have a lot of teams to break down. And we got to break down the offseason. There's so much to talk about still. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great night, Sam. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, thanks,
thank you to all the comments, all the views, all the reactions. We appreciate it all.
Yeah,
and until next time,
subscribe. It helps a lot. Thank you.
Make sure you subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel or follow us on all of our other social medias on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, please go ahead. Have a great night to you as well, Key. Don't let the bed bugs bite because it's a desk. That is the ink bud. Well,
I mean, I guess it could be wood bugs, whoever they're called, right? Bookworms or whatever. But I think who reads books nowadays.
Thank you very much for watching, everyone. And we'll be back very soon with lots more. Now we're just going to have to focus a lot more on hockey so we can rant about the Leafs and the Oilers. That's always fun. Thanks very much for watching, everyone.
We got to get Sam into hockey. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.